What's up, guys? It is your host, Harley from the Hook and Bridge podcast. Just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for listening. Without the audience, this show wouldn't be possible. So thank you for checking out our show. Please, if you get a chance, head over to our Instagram, give us a quick follow, and shoot over to that YouTube page and give that thing a quick subscribe. So again, thanks, and here's the episode.
Now playing the Hook and Bridge podcast.
I fucking love that show. I'm telling you, I'm the worst person to have a podcast. I can barely speak.
Oh my god, I love streaming!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hook and Bridge podcast. I am your host, Harley, joined today by my co-host, the other Chris, and
hey, y'all.
A special guest. We have the one and only Forrest Day on the show. Forrest, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm actually one of 3 Forrest Days, though. I got my dad and my son. We got 3 generations of Forrest Day now.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You don't look old enough to have a son.
Oh, come on. I could probably have a grandkid if I got to work early enough. You guys have babies?
We do.
Yeah. Right on. Good for you.
Not together, separately.
You're going to do me like that.
No, Chris has a very large, lovely family. I'm a new parent. My son is a year old in 15 days.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. So your kid Harley is going to be 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're a brand new father, Chris?
No, I'm the brand new father. He's got a small litter over there.
Yeah, I'm a veteran. Our oldest.
How many you got?
5.
You got 5 kids?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Virginia.
Virginia. Okay, so you could afford to have 5 kids in Virginia. I bet.
Yeah, because you're in California, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Bay Area, dude. It's more expensive than Manhattan here. Yeah, 5 kids will fucking put you in the grave.
You have to put them to work.
Yeah, that's the point. You got to get lucky with one of them.
So that's awesome though. So technically, are you a second then, or?
Yeah. Forrest Day the second. That's what's on the certificate. My son's the third. Dude. Yeah.
Was your father also a musician?
No, but both my grandmas were jazz singers in San Francisco. Back in the day. So then they both sang with big band leaders, and they really did their thing. But then it kind of skipped a generation. None of their kids did anything musical, and then I just sort of went crazy with it.
You really did. You have such an interesting sound. Chris and I were talking about it earlier. But so full disclosure, I didn't realize that your name was Forrest Day.
A lot of people think it's.
Yeah, I thought it was a band.
People are always asking me, "So what's your real name, dude? Level with me, bro." And I'm like, "It's my real name."
Let's talk a little bit about the sound, and then we're going to dive into what you're promoting that'll be coming out here in October.
Okay.
But you have this very unique sound. Chris and I were talking about this morning that it's a combination of like Mumford and Sons meets like Mercy Me, if that makes sense.
I don't know what Mercy Me is.
They're like an alternative Christian rock band.
That'd be why, I guess.
Yeah, but it's this really cool like folky yet alternative sound you got going on. Walk me through a little bit of how you got there, because it's not something I've ever heard come out of the Bay Area. It's not something I've ever heard come out of California, truly.
Yeah, this record is unique for me though, because it's way more of a rock album, like a rock opus, sort of. I've sort of been more maybe more eclectic on my past releases, like blending in more hip hop and like other influences. But this record is like besides like a few little tinkerings, it's kind of a rock album. And how did I get there? I don't know, man. That's just where my curiosity went. I don't think I'll ever make another album like this. Definitely not one so intricate. I think this one took a lot out of me. And so
Yeah.
the next thing I do, I want it to just be simple and fun and funny, maybe, like make it a little bit more funny music. This is kind of like it's just a serious rock opus. But yeah, did I answer the question at all there?
No, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
So it did take a lot out of you, and the production value this time around, you skyrocketed the production value on this one. Like, the music videos are incredible. The production on the melodies are phenomenal. Who was the producer on this one?
I produced it, but the difference is, well, the difference between like this and the last one or two is we had Mark Needham mix it and Howie Weinberg master it. But Mark Needham is a genius, and the record wouldn't sound anywhere near that good if he didn't touch it. And I got to sit with him in Nashville, got to sit with him in LA, and yeah, he's a legend. So I definitely owe him for bringing that kind of like wow factor in the production. I would credit him for that. And then the writing was fucking nuts. I pulled out so many stops for this album. I basically recorded the thing twice because I had it almost done before COVID. Then I got stuck out in the Philippines for 2 years. And then that sort of like just threw the whole album thing off. And then I made an EP of the music that I wrote while I was stuck in the Philippines. And then I was like, well, I should put that out first. That was my thinking then. So then I put out Limbo. That's what that EP was called. Then I was like, okay, time to get back to this album, which is now called Right on Time. And I got back to it and I was like, I don't like this shit anymore. Like it sounded like, it didn't sound like now to me. I was like, I have to make this sound more now. It was kind of like my old production style. And I was like, this needs more life. So I started like experimenting with different musicians and kind of like retracked a lot of it. And this is when I was dead ass broke. Like I am psychotic for putting another dime or another hour into that record, especially because I came back from the Philippines, fell flat on my face. After 2 years of not working. And then I used to sell weed, and I came back, and the weed game was over. And, as far as the market that I was in, so like I used to make a lot of easy money doing that. So I came back from the Philippines, no more weed, no more income, but still I'm just throwing money at this record. So it's been sort of a psychotic journey, and now it's almost over. But it's the weirdest feeling ever because it's almost over. And I spent 8 years on the record, man. And there's, maybe people will love it, or maybe it'll just vanish out into the abyss. Maybe no one gives a shit.
I've loved what I've gotten to hear so far. I haven't gotten to hear the whole thing. It comes out October 10th, right? Yeah, October 10th, which is perfect. I'll be off of work, so I'll listen to it while I'm moving into my new house.
You haven't been able to hear the new record? You didn't get it on that disco thing?
Yeah, not the whole thing. I got 2 tracks. Unless I find they didn't
skimped on you.
Yeah, they didn't send me the whole thing. Unless it's in the press kit. It might be in the press kit. I might have just missed the link, but I did get 2 tracks off of it, and what I've heard has been fucking awesome. And it is such a dive for you, and especially on the writing side. So I know you put a lot into this. This one's much closer to the heart, it feels like. What songs were written after you got back?
None of them.
They were all written over in the Philippines?
They were written before I went to the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah, and the record was almost done.
Yeah.
And then I came back and then retracked it and re-sang it.
Gotcha.
And kind of like made it so it's something that I'm very proud of, like right now. Because like coming back and being like, I put all that time and money in the record, and it was like shit I did fucking 4 or 5 years ago. I was like, I'm not inspired by this. So I just revamped the whole thing, made it now fit my aesthetic.
You did a
there's
great
some songs
job.
on. Thank you, man. Yeah,
Because truly, I mean, it feels like a post-COVID story.
I know it's pretty fitting. Like some of the shit is
Yeah.
pretty timely. Yeah.
Walk me through. Well, let's start here. What is your favorite track from the album? What's up, everybody? It's your host, Harley. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. And I just wanted to take a moment and say, go head over to our website. We do have a merch section over there. Check out some of our merch. And also, you can become a member, get exclusive discounts on merch, as well as a whole list of great benefits. Head over. It's $10 a month. I know it's a lot to ask, but it really helps support the show. So thanks again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
I would probably say So They Say. And the one that I was kind of most embarrassed about would be Red Rock. But now I'm starting to think that might be like one of the cooler ones on the album. Drought is very special. Some of my best writing, definitely some of my best writing is on this album. Lots of musical interludes. I kind of just gave my middle finger to the whole pop sensibility. I had a very big name guy mix 2 of these songs while I was in the Philippines, and I abandoned it. I abandoned it. And like, dude, I threw away so much fucking money when I did that. When I abandoned it, and I was like, no, fuck it, because I'm not like, oh, crossing my fingers that this shit is like a hit on the radio, like
Right.
Fuck that. And so I kind of brought the songs back to where the original intention with them was. So I have musical interludes and like intros that some people would want to chop off, for commercial purposes. But I just went on every tangent that I wanted to and just made a musical record.
And it shows. Tell me a little bit about the tangent behind Sweatshop Cathedral.
Oh, okay.
One.
I wrote that. I know. I came up with that in the van driving up from LA. Yeah, and that was one of the ones where I didn't write with any chords. I just was like, what was it? This is deadlock. Threading the needle. This is a headlock. Way too cerebral. And it just started writing that shit down like kind of a rap. And so I had like the rhythm and the flow, and I knew I wanted to melodically doing that kind of like triplet thing. And that's what was kind of like tickling my fancy. Because that's why I'm never gonna make the same album twice. Right. I think you can go back and listen to my catalog. It's all really different. I consider myself just like an explorer. I just like to explore whatever like fascinates me in that moment.
Yeah, but I agree. But you do have this through line through most.
A common thread. Yeah. People say that. Yeah.
This one is separate. Like it's crazy, and it may be like the rock influence. But like it could also be just such a more intricate sound too that you didn't have on the previous ones. But
is it less eclectic to you, or is it more eclectic?
So Paint feels less eclectic.
Yeah.
But this one, so I've only heard 3. I've heard Paint, I've heard Sweatshop, and I've heard The Walls. Sweatshop.
Paint the Walls is the same song. So you've heard.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Paint the Walls, Sweatshop, and then maybe it is Drought. Yes, it is.
The piano ballad.
Yeah. But Sweatshop feels much more in line with your hip hop sound, but far more like radio friendly, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
But the messaging in that song is crazy. Tell me about the messaging, because like lyrically, that song is deep as hell, dude. Like
Sweatshop Cathedral. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's pretty chippy. I think a common theme for me is like personal freedom and then outer freedom of the mind, and then freedom in the world, as far as governance goes. And it kind of starts out, the first verse is like that. My mind is a sweatshop inside a cathedral,
Yeah.
Like, that's it's talking about just, trapped in your own mind, and then starts talking about the other forces that may be working against us.
So maybe it's just my interpretation, but when I was listening to it, I pictured like the sweatshop being like your day-to-day activities that just feel so minute, and you're in this cathedral, which is this artistic vision that you have of being like, I'm an artist, but I'm trapped in the 9 to 5. Like, I want to be creative, but for some reason I can't get out of the monotony of the American dream.
That's a good interpretation, man. I mean, like, is it dead on accurate for me? But that's the theme. Like, you got it. Like, those aren't my personal details.
Right.
Like, I haven't had a 9 to 5 in 15, almost 20 years, maybe.
Right.
But my mind is always going. It's hard to stop. It's hard to sleep. So in that regard, it's a sweatshop. But inside a temple, a cathedral, like a beautiful place. But yet I'm still in it. It's a sweatshop inside a cathedral, and and it's just
it's very profound, man. It's very profound.
Thanks.
Yeah. So
that was the first verse I wrote in the van. Go ahead.
Tell me a little bit about Drought. What was the inspiration on that one?
I wrote that when I was living in LA, and we had a really big drought that year. And I sat at the piano, and it was like raining outside. So I put the mic up there, so that rain you hear in like the beginning is the rain as I wrote and recorded the song. That was the quickest I've ever wrote a song. Second to quickest, but yeah, it was one of my quicker ones. And it's fucking long too.
Yeah,
but and there's a lot of words, but yeah, that one just came out like pretty easy. Just writing about the rain, and then the like how it's like a metaphor in a way.
Absolutely. Did the rain feel cathartic after going through the drought?
Yeah, because it was like, it's been like rain is finally fallen. It's been a weird year, strange year. It's like the world is all choked up, but holding back tears. And that's how
it's fascinating to me that these songs were before COVID, because they're so COVID coded. like
that's why I named the album Right on Time, because it's late as fuck, but it's also very timely.
Yeah, I was
coming out when it's supposed to come out.
I was convinced that was a lockdown song. I had a note on it, but
I should lie, dude. I should lie. I wrote it during lockdown.
It's also for sure the song, at least out of the three that I've heard, the song that I feel has the strongest legs as far as the industry is concerned, right? It's this very, very heavy, beautiful, almost sad in a sense, you know what I mean? Ballad.
Very.
Yeah.
It's a heavy song, man.
Like, I know it won't get radio play, but like that's to me, that's the secret song on the album from what I've heard so far. I'm excited to hear the rest of it.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it.
Hell yeah, dude. How do you feel about, so how do I want to say this? They when they send me over stuff, they always compare artists to other artists to give an idea of like the sounds, for fans of blank, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about being compared to, because most of them made sense. How do you feel about being compared to 21 Pilots?
I'm okay with that, because just because they are genre free.
Sure.
And I respect that. And they're a band that's gotten really big, being pretty free of genre and bouncing around, doing like whatever they want to do. So I don't necessarily like love all their music. Some of it I like, but I just like that they're free and they're like expressing themselves the way they want to. And
so you're relatively familiar with their catalog then, right?
A little bit, because I worked with a producer who produced their first album, and then that one what was it, Blurry Face?
That's what I was going to bring up.
That was like sort of a gold standard production wise to me, because that's something I pay attention to is production, and that album was like a wonder to me. I was like, that shit sounds good. Then like the drums sound incredible, and they don't sound like they're these big electronic drums. It sounds like acoustic drums that just made really fucking fat. And they might have tricked us, maybe they probably snuck in samples, this and that, but that shit just sounds big and raw. So that stuck out to me as sort of a production feat, to where like every like chunk of time, there's like an album comes out where you're like, okay, this is the new production gold standard, like a movie.
Absolutely.
Like suddenly, like these effects are like when Terminator 2 came out. I'm showing my fucking age, but yeah.
So the reason I brought up Blurry Face is because I feel like when I read that, I felt like, okay, I get it, but not for this album. But your older work,
yeah,
I could hear the heavily influenced Blurry Face like recordings.
But that shit was before Blurry Face, though. Your boy was
really?
first.
Really?
Yeah, way before that shit.
Damn, man. How long have you been in the game?
My first EP was 2006.
No shit.
Yeah, and then that full length album was 2010 or 11. So that's the one that's had major legs for me. And the reason why I still have a career. And that was mixed by the same dude that I brought in for this. Yeah, that would be the one you heard, because it's got Sleepwalk, which went viral while I was in the Philippines, actually.
That's interesting, because the Blurry Face came out in I think 2014. So that's crazy, the timing on that. That's wild.
That album was ahead of its time, which is why I'm glad. Yeah, it was before fucking, because like people are always thinking that Imagine Dragons influenced me with that shit too, and I'm like, ugh. But besides that reaction, I also was doing that shit before them too. So
I also feel like you were heavily influenced by The Weeknd. Is that?
No, but I no, but I like I like one of his songs a lot. It came out over COVID. Save your tears for another day.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I love it so much is because my little daughter at the time, she was like 2, and she loved it, and she would just stop what she was doing and start like dancing when that came on. So I fucking love that song.
Hell yeah, dude.
But Weeknd is another pinnacle production.
Right.
Everything that comes out from The Weeknd, I'm gonna fucking listen to it. Just like I'll listen to Kanye West. And there's certain people like you just listen to what they put out because it's production gold. Yeah.
So speaking of movie references, what's your favorite movie?
Fucking Goonies was the first thing that came to my brain when you said that. But I don't know if that's true. But I do love the Goonies. What else do I love?
I reference a specific scene from the Goonies all the time, and most people don't get it. I reference the scene where he's like, "It's our time down here. It's their time.
Yeah.
It's their time."
Come on, all the time. I reference that too. It's our time down here. Yeah, for sure. And I also follow them size 5s. Like that one comes out once in a while too.
How do you feel about Corey Feldman? Speaking of the Goonies,
bless his heart, man. Amazing guitar player. I don't know.
I can tell you're from California. That was the most California answer I've ever heard.
Because I'm being nice to Corey Feldman. Because dude, Corey Feldman deserves to be nice too. I mean, the dude has been fucking. He's been shat on forever. Like, do I want to shit on Corey Feldman? No, that's not nice. The guy, he fucking did his thing. He gave us a lot of movies. He got punished for fucking decades for being a weirdo, Yeah. But whatever, I kind of feel sorry for the guy, and he's doing his thing.
He has a handful of songs that I actually think are pretty solid.
Yeah. I've heard he's actually pretty good live. I had tickets, and then something came up. I fucking bought tickets to Corey Feldman.
Hell yeah.
I had tickets, and then I something came up, a show came up, and I was like, fuck. And then I sold them, and then But yeah, I really wanted to go, but I definitely wouldn't have been clowning his ass. You know, I'm sure I'd be laughing on the inside, but I wouldn't be there to clown him. I don't like that kind of shit.
Yeah, well, there's certain elements where like you almost know that he's sort of in on some of the joke, you know. But then there are other things that he takes so seriously that's like, guy's just trying to do his thing, man. Like, you know, we're not all fucking Kanye's. We're not all Taylor Swift.
And like, what the fuck else is he supposed to do? Like, he's gonna get a job down at the lumber yard or something,
right.
You know, like at least he's out there making art and going and touring and, you know, doing his thing, and he's making a living off of, you know, whatever. Because that'd be tough. That would suck to be Corey Feldman and be like a realtor or something, you know. Fucking.
Could you imagine having to buy a house from Corey Feldman? That would be.
I would though, dude. He would. Yeah, he would probably kill as a realtor, dude. I wonder if people would trust him though. I might have a hard time trusting him.
I would only buy from him if he comes in the famous Assassin's Creed outfit that he wears on stage. Like I want full Corey Feldman dressed in the outfit. I want him to put on the persona, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be amazing.
So we do have a couple of questions that we ask in every interview, and this one to me is my favorite. Who is an artist or a band that you feel would be like your top collaboration? Like if you had the chance to work with somebody, who is somebody that you feel would fit your sound, that you guys could really crank out something special?
I feel like I haven't asked myself that question in a long time. Like I know what I would have told you the last time I thought of that question, which was like 10 years ago. And I would have said somebody like Jay-Z or something, you know, because I mostly listen to rap, hip hop.
Yeah.
I would love to work with a great rapper on some music.
I think you and Macklemore would put out one incredible song, man. You guys have a very similar...
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure we would. No doubt. Yeah, there's a lot of people, I guess a lot of rappers that I'd like to work with. I'm starting up another project. Maybe I'm not even supposed to talk about it. Yeah, I'm not supposed to talk about it.
So the other thing too is I wanted to ask you about some of your early influences, like who because I know you're super into hip hop. Yeah. So I would picture like the Mount Rushmore of rappers is probably like your top, but who were some of your like rock influences?
In sixth grade, I got into Queen. I had a little phase with Queen. I didn't really have a rock phase until way later, like adulthood, I would say, because I was really into the saxophone growing up. So I listened to mostly jazz. Sinatra was like a huge influence on me. And then Stan Getz, a sax player. I listened to mostly jazz, and then of course I was born in 1980. So as a kid, all these, you know, hip hop groups were coming out, and I was really liking that because there's a lot of cross genre stuff happening there with, you know, jazz and hip hop. So it was like it sounded, you know, somewhat like a home base for me musically, and I got into all the usual suspects. All the corny stuff, of course, because I was like 5 or 6 years old. I loved DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince when I was like 6 years old, and and then I progressed more. My cousin got me into Tribe Called Quest, and
hell yeah.
And then I did like certain rock, like when Nirvana came out, I really liked Nevermind.
Mm-hmm. Were you pretty big into like Public Enemy and Tupac and all that type of stuff? No.
Yeah, Tupac. I like Tupac, but that kind of came more later. I didn't really start liking him till high school. I loved Dr. Dre and Snoop though.
Yeah,
the early '90s shit. Because Chronic came out when I was like middle school, and I loved it. And then my dad loved it too. He was like, "What is this?" Like the shit they were saying. He really liked it. My mom was not down, but my dad loved it. That's when he finally came around to rap, because he hated everything I listened to. And then when Chronic came out, he was like, okay, I'm totally on board with this.
How did you get into music?
The saxophone. I think of this one moment where I was walking down Fisherman's Wharf with my parents, and there was a jazz trio quartet. I'm too young to remember. I was too young to remember, but I was able to watch them through the window of the place, and I watched this sax player just ripping, and I just was awestruck and like didn't want to leave the curb. My parents let me stay there and watch as long as they could stand it. Then they pulled me away. And then it was like a year or two later, the school assembly, they brought us all into the, whatever the little auditorium is, and they pulled out all the instruments and told us what they were. And I saw the sax, and I was like, fuck yeah, that's what I want to do. And they gave us the little menu, the brochure.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom picked me up from school, and I showed her the brochure, and I was like, Mom, the clarinet's cheaper, but I really want to play the sax. And she was like, you can play the sax. And I was so fucking happy.
How long did you stick with it?
Well, I mean, I'm 45 now, and I was 9 then. I play the sax at every show.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I go back and forth. What's up, other Chris?
So, and I haven't listened to everything, but Asinine.
Yeah.
The video for that, like, it had me right at the boom. You pull the saxophone out while you're on like the pull-out couch. I was like, This is sick. Oh, that's awesome. I love this song. It's like,
thank you.
It definitely resonated with thoughts that I've had, recently, not so recently,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
totally. Yeah, it's pretty human. It's pretty human.
But yeah, the sax, that was great.
Yeah, I whip it out at every show. I've killed a lot of brain cells because I don't breathe a lot while I'm playing. I fucking do not breathe a lot.
Well, and the weed, I would assume, right?
I do go through phases. I go through phases with it. Oh man, I had my worst. We were in Reno last year, and I've always been good. Like, I don't drop a lot of lyrics, but like once in a while it happens, and then like it'll happen at the next show, and then I start getting weird because I got a lot of lyrics in some of my songs.
Yeah.
This one show I smoked a ton of weed, and I smoked a bunch of indica because that's the shit that like at the time wouldn't give me a panic attack. So I smoked a bunch of indica and then went out, and I fucking forgot the lyrics to like 4 or 5 songs. My bandmates were looking at me, they're like, what the fuck was going on? And then I kind of blamed the elevation. And I was on a juice cleanse. I hadn't eaten, but it's really the weed. But it happened to be 420, just coincidentally. I didn't really even smoke that much because it was 420. I fucking wasn't even thinking about how it's 420. But then I was like, okay, great. I got a great excuse. And so I said to the audience, I was like, oh yeah, 420, and I'm a little too high. But yeah, I've been careful about it ever since. But then I found if I smoke sativa, that my brain still operates.
Hell yeah. So you've been playing the saxophone for that long. Do you play alto or baritone on stage? Alto?
Yeah.
I would have to assume, being a sax player, you have played the sax solo from the song Money by Pink Floyd hundreds of times.
No, man. I'm actually not a Pink Floyd fan. And this came Floyd fan. This just came up like a couple of days ago. Somebody was like, you don't get it? Like, like this song. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Yeah, I just never was a Pink Floyd fan. I think my dad never really got into it. And yeah, stuff my dad talked shit about, I sort of, was on board with until I reevaluate. And I never took the time to reevaluate.
So what was like your go-to sax song? Careless Whisper?
Of course, brother. No, but I mean, that stuff was all inspiring. There's a great Billy Ocean had some big sax solos in the 80s, like that shit.
Caribbean Queen, dude.
Awesome. Yeah, Caribbean Queen.
I love that song.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that sax solo is amazing. That stuff did encourage me to play the sax, but it's not really what I liked playing. I got into jazz.
Yeah,
And then I started making up my own shit pretty young. So I wasn't like that interested in just, mimicking that stuff.
How many instruments do you play?
I write mostly on the piano. I started writing songs on the guitar in the Philippines, and then I just fuck around with percussion. And I'm big into like programming, making beats and production. That was like helping. I was finishing an album, mixing an album before we got on here. And I had like 10 minutes to switch over to this podcast. I was like, oh fuck, how do I set this shit up?
So it's interesting. We've actually never gotten to talk production with any artist that we've had on the show.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about production real quick. I know we're going to play this game here in a little bit, but I'm very invested.
Cool. Yeah. I'm a nerd. I love talking about production.
So what is your go-to DAW?
I like Pro Tools and Ableton, but I like Reason too. I have Reason,
Mm-hmm.
but Ableton's great for getting ideas out quick, and Ableton is generally maybe a little better in that. It's a good creation DAW,
Right?
And then I like Pro Tools for mixing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say so, and with you being in the industry for so long too, how do you feel about the advancement in the technology and everything becoming so much cheaper? Do you feel that it has opened up a world where anyone can produce an album in their living room and that's a great thing? Or do you feel that it has opened up a world where people having access to that equipment for so cheap saturates the market?
Oh, I don't worry about that. It's not something I really think about. But I guess I did hear that what's it called? Like a figure once that was pretty insane about how many songs are released on Spotify every day. It's fucking insane. So is that kind of what you're talking about? Just how oversaturated like the marketplace is? New music coming out.
Yeah, it's just this interesting debate of like, are we oversaturating the market and causing great songs to kind of get lost? And is that happening? Or is it something we should kind of be joyful about, the fact that you and I growing up weren't able to sit and have this incredible studio that I have right now that would have cost me $10,000 growing up that I was able to do for under $1,000
or more. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's nuts. I think it's because obviously there's pluses and minuses to it, like with anything. And there's huge pluses. There's I don't know about huge minuses, but overall it's a win because people are able to make art and express themselves, and we need that. And so if that's more accessible to people where if they, because it's therapy for some, or maybe it's just a game for other people. Mm-hmm. It's like just a game they like to play. But I think it's just good for people to have it. And I still kind of hang on to the idea that the cream rises to the top. And and it's I mean, you can put out your music there all day and fucking you're not going to get any listeners on there unless you're like doing the real work. And most artists, it doesn't seem like are doing the real work, which I guess kind of what I'm talking about is selling tickets to shows, like putting on a fucking concert and not making a skit on Instagram every day, because that shit, I mean, that's great and you can really blow up that way. But there's people that have ridiculous amounts of followers, like people that put me to shame. If you looked at Instagram, you'd be like, oh yeah, that dude's way more famous than Forrest. Well, yeah, maybe he is, but I'm going to sell more concert tickets.
Right.
People aren't going to pay to come watch him play. So I'm after that market. Of course I'm going to fuck with the internet too, because you're stupid if you don't.
Yeah.
It's free. It just costs you fucking a bunch of time. But yeah, it's all about the shows for me. That's what it's all about.
we're learning that game over here on the Hook and Bridge podcast. We're not great at the whole social media side of things, but we're working on it.
You just need a bunch of clips, man, and run them.
Yeah.
Like you just need some good clips and run that shit. Fucking maybe even put an ad behind it.
If you were to recommend like a young producer, like your 3 recommendations for an interface, a microphone, and an affordable DAW, what are your 3 recommendations? All affordable.
Get yourself Ableton. Yeah, and fucking get it together because it's not that expensive. Like, don't be a bitch.
For sure.
Like if you go and spend $150 at the bar, but then you're tripping on a $300 or $400 or $500 interface, then fuck you. You know, stay in for a month and buy that shit. Quit being a cheapskate. Like, if you give a shit about this, then like, you know,
put the effort.
Make your sacrifice to the gods. You know, like get the best quality you can, even if you can't afford it. Like, I mean, it's better than college. You know, it's you know, put it on a credit card and don't go into, you know, it's a lot cheaper than college. So I would say I would drop a G on the mic. I'm sure there's cheaper ones, but I think a G is fucking cheap.
Yeah.
And you know, some people are really in a tough spot. That's for sure. And then buy like a Rode or something if you're gonna buy like a cheap Rode or the $1,000 Rode. I like the Shure the condenser mic. That's a G. No, the SM7's cool too, but they make a condenser mic for a G that's got a nice sizzle.
Interesting.
To it.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, and it doesn't have the power supply thing. And a lot of people, they want to, like, you know, they're like kids. Oh, I wanted to have the power supply and like da. But it's like that's what there's money going into that. And
and if it's
cheap, it's cheap. Yeah, it's like fucking make believe. Like you're pretending like you have a baller mic. I have an expensive mic that has a power supply, but actually, I kind of prefer my that $1,000 Shure. And you could buy that shit sub 1,000 on the internet. And then for interface, I like Apogee. I think Apogee sounds good. So if you want to buy the cheapest of the cheap, buy that Boom or the Duet.
Mm-hmm.
The Duet's cool, depending on how many inputs you need. But I like Apogee. But
how do you feel about Focusrite?
You know what? The converter game doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
like the converters mattered a lot 10, 12 years ago, but like the technology is so good now that I don't think it really even matters anymore. Honestly, like whatever you can find on Marketplace or Craigslist for a good deal, as long as it's relatively new, just get something that's relatively new and you're golden. Because like the Focusrite stuff sounds great. Apogee sounds good. The UA, they finally caught up. I thought their shit didn't sound as good, but that X series, sure. it sounds better. Their plugins are sick, but their converters were kind of behind for a while. But honestly, they caught up too.
The plugins on like your DAWs and shit and like the preamps that you're using are like the most important part of the production process.
They have a lot. They have a lot to do. I don't know if I would say it's the most important part of the production. I guess it's kind of like what you do with them and how heavy-handed you are.
Right.
But the stock stuff, you can get by with stock stuff. Like you need EQ, you need compression, you need effects, and you need saturation. A good saturation plugin, and different saturation plugins do different things, and it's all. I fucking love that whole world.
I also love that whole world, and I don't get to do it nearly enough.
What are you fired up on right now, plugin wise?
Right now, I'm literally just running through a Scarlett Focusrite, and then just into StreamYard. The thing with podcasting is like I don't get to really stretch that audio muscle much because it's such a simple process. You know what I mean? It's good microphone, simple. You know. StreamYard's a great program for quality. But like I haven't gotten to sit down and do production shit in probably 5-10 years.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't get to do it much. I like to talk about it a lot, but I don't get to do much.
That's cool.
Honestly, so for podcasters, if you're listening, if you want to do your podcast and get decent quality out, audio or Audacity is like a super easy, simple, free way to edit just pure audio. As long as you've got a decent mic and you're putting out good quality sound, the editing part, it's pretty fucking simple on Audacity and it's free. So I don't run my stuff. So I have Pro Tools, but I don't run my stuff through Pro Tools because I just run it through Audacity. It's simple. It's on every computer I own. I can just pull it up, throw it in there, and I get the same quality as running through Pro Tools without having all of the added steps. So, and plus, if I feel like if I get on Pro Tools, if I throw this on Pro Tools, I'm going to be like, okay, well, I see that, so I'm going to fix that. Okay, well, I'm going to throw this in here. I'm going to adjust these vocals, or if like Chris's microphone. No offense to Chris, he's great, but his microphone's a little low, so I would go in there and then I would be like, okay, well, I can go in and compress this and throw that on there. Audacity just like, all right, there you go.
Like you just commit to what happened. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Audacity. Okay, yeah, that's a good thing, man. That's a really good thing. Because you can just pull your hair out and run around in circles for hours, and then it's 3 a.m. and then your day the next day fucking sucks, and then it spins out of control. You have to clip your Audacity tangent there. And fucking get them to give you some money for that, dude. That was good.
What I got a clip is you going on a tirade about spending money at the bar versus audio equipment. That's great. That's gold content right there. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch.
Well, yeah, it's just like I see people being cheapskates about stuff, and I'm like, dude, you spend such a lot of money on so many dumb things all the time, and you're sweating this like even $500, $1,000, like, dude, come on, get it together. There's a way. Find a fucking way. If you love it, like, why are you compromising? Like, don't compromise.
Hell yeah, dude, I love that. Horrible segue, but this is a game called Mixtape. And basically, are you familiar with the card game Cards Against Humanity?
Yeah.
I've
heard of it. Not familiar.
You seem to be a comedic guy. You enjoy a good gag.
Sure.
So basically what these are cards that'll have a prompt on them, and you give an answer in the form of a song. So the title of a song. Some of our guests take a serious note and try and say something like heartfelt about the prompt. Others go with the funniest answer. It's up to you who you want to be today. So let's see here. This one's kind of impossible to be funny, I think. But an SNL band or song you would like to be able to introduce. So you're the host of SNL. Who's a band or a song you'd like to introduce?
Myself.
All right.
I want to introduce myself on SNL. I'm not trying to introduce anybody else. Me, motherfucker. Yeah.
Holy crap! You just discovered a rocket pack in a trap door of an old barn behind your grandparents' house. 5 minutes of fuel. What song plays while you skyrocket across the sky?
Oh boy.
Rocket Man by Elton John.
Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly Me to the Moon. There you go. Little Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Great reference. Okay. What song defines your rebellion?
I think Paint the Walls.
Yeah. Let's talk about that answer real quick. What's the reason?
Well, I think I sum it up in the beginning. I say paint the walls whatever color that you like, settle in, it's going to be a bumpy ride. And so that it's, it's then like just make the most of it. It's going to be really tough. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. So yeah, just paint it whatever color that you like. And yeah, it's another one like kind of like Sweatshop where, there's a very personal layer to it. Then there's like more of a, fuck the government layer to it. And another kind of like about personal freedom and then other types of freedom. But that song to me, and I wouldn't have answered this question this way if I didn't just put out the music video I did the other day for Paint the Walls. I had transferred these VHS tapes to digital and of my family, which I come from this incredibly charismatic, amazing family. And I cut it to that song. And the feeling of the song, because I was like, why am I doing this? Does this even make any sense? And then I was like, oh, it dawned on me. This is exactly what the song is about. It's like the lyrics are just kind of like symptoms and not really like the cause. And it's really about preserving like the love and that feeling of freedom that you have as a kid, and watching my family members hug and kiss each other, and like the way we were like before the internet, before cell phones. Like we were way more free. Like we would lay in bed and we would wonder about things instead of Googling things. We would lay there and wonder about shit, and some of those questions would never get answered. And it's just trying to keep that alive, that spirit alive. And like in the third verse, I say, paint the walls whatever color that you like, wake up the spirit that the weak undermine, because weak people are undermining that spirit and the love and the joy that we should be having in life. And weak people are out there undermining it and bringing us to a lower vibration.
Damn. You're so right. Like I say it pretty often about like, it's crazy that I went through life just so gullible. Like you just had to believe things that people said. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh man, imagine being a con man back then, dude. If you're like 40 in 1980, imagine what you can get away with. Then you get caught, and then you just moved to Nevada and start over.
Right.
Like you just moved to, you got 50 fucking states to choose from. Just, pack up and do it again. Oh man. Yeah, you could say anything.
It's wild, man. Like,
yeah.
So recently, I would say a couple years ago, are you familiar with how when you go to a restaurant, there's the salt shaker, and that salt shaker has rice in it?
To keep it dry.
Right. Seems like a pretty common thing that people would know. But somebody in my life told me that it was to keep the bugs out. So I went through my entire life until like 2 or 3 years ago thinking that that's why rice was in the salt shaker. And I brought it up at dinner one night with some people, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would there be bugs in the salt?
Those tiny little holes.
And literally, as soon as they explained the actual reason, I was like, fuck, that makes so much more sense. But I just went through life because, you're a kid. You just assume anyone that's telling you something that...
Oh, yeah. I've tripped on that. Like, you could literally, like, we're all daddies here. We could tell our kids that we're fucking Superman and not tell anybody. You know what I mean? And then, like, it's... kids will believe anything.
Dude, it's crazy, man. This is a crazy segue from how deep and profound that was, but you've just farted in front of someone that you're trying to impress. The only way to recover is to play the happiest song you can think of. What song do you play? And how does it smell?
It smells delicious, and I Like to Ride My Bicycle by Queen.
What a great song, dude. What song goes with your most memorable childhood music video?
Wait, what?
So like a song that if you were to have a music video that was playing like your childhood is the music video, what song would match that like montage?
Man, I just made that montage to paint the walls, you know.
Yeah, right.
My mind is there. It's hard to like get away from that right now. But maybe that's like,
I mean, it's so cool to get to pull old VHS tapes and like kind of relive your childhood like that.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking
it's
awesome.
great that like where we're at technologically, because going from VHS to digital is so much better than going VHS to like fucking DVD or whatever, you know, like that would suck. And I know a lot of people did that, and this seems pretty clean. Like it seems like it's a really, really good conversion. And I think I could imagine that being way less good going from tape to DVD. That's a weird process. But yeah, getting it into digital, it's like pretty easy. You just have to play it in real time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm glad I waited until it's easy now.
Yeah, and that's gotta like how much did that hit you when you were putting that together, looking back on like your life like that? Because I'm 30 and I can't tell you the last time I looked at an old like birthday VHS tape or even like old pictures, even, you know.
Yeah. I think it's good for you at the right time, you know. I definitely, oh man, it fucking tore me apart.
Right.
A lot of tears making that video for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Reliving all of those experiences and everything has got to be incredible.
Yeah, it's a deep feeling.
How did it put things into perspective for you as far as not to dive too crazy deep here, but you're a profound writer, so I'm sure this has definitely crossed your mind, especially in that moment, dealing with like mortality, going back and looking at those and dealing with mortality. Did it inspire you to write anything new?
No, not yet. But this was just like last weekend. I made the video right before the song came out, and the song came out on Tuesday.
Right.
So yeah, the video dropped on Tuesday. But I do feel very pregnant with songs, music. I feel very full of music. I can't wait to just be in create mode.
Right. I find that like when I dive into the idea of mortality, it inspires me in a strange way.
Oh yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
I've always thought it's a good thing to think about. Drought is fucking massive mortality song.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I literally say everything dies over and over at the end. That's my mortality song. Woo, that would be a tearjerker to some old footage. My God.
Fuck. I couldn't. I already teared up a little bit to it as it is.
Oh, nice.
It's a very, very deep, like heavy song, man.
That ending when the fucking drums come in and that high note, I'm like, yeah, that. I guess.
Yeah.
Mark Needham helped me bring it home, and like I had a string quartet on there, and that just enhanced it. You know, that wasn't like ridiculous, going too big or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Never got too big for its britches. But I'm really proud of that one because I feel like I captured an emotion. Like I did it.
Absolutely.
I captured it. Whether you feel that, whether you want to feel that emotion or not, that's your business. But I captured it.
When the string quartet came in, like I literally got goosebumps on the first listen.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I've got. I shouldn't be saying this shit, but I've gotten goosebumps listening to it hell of times.
Yeah,
I get goosebumps listening to my own music. That's a fucked up thing to say.
This is a perfect.
I love my music. It gives me goosebumps.
If we're making art, it's for us, right?
Yeah, it is 100%.
This is a perfect one to end on. Your favorite song from a movie soundtrack. It's gotta be the Goonies song, right?
No. Wait, which one's the Goonies song? Oh, the Cyndi Lauper?
No.
Oh, you mean like the instrumental, like the beautiful music? Or is there like a song?
No, at the end, isn't there like an actual Goonies song at the end, like during the credits?
You must have a great imagination, or I've got a shitty memory.
I could be wrong. Am I making this up right now? Is this a Mandela effect?
It wouldn't be hard to figure out. What are you puffing on over there, other Chris?
Just nicotine.
Nicotine. I forgot. I'm gonna put a pouch in my mouth.
Oh, you're right. It is Cyndi Lauper.
Well, yeah. The first thought that came to my mind was Cinema Paradiso.
What is that from?
There was like an Italian movie from the early 90s or late 80s that my mom bought the soundtrack because she liked the music so much. And the best soundtrack maker of all time is Henry Mancini.
Okay.
That's it. Henry Mancini. Pink Panther, Baby Elephant Walk. He's got better shit than that, though. Moon River.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Yeah. The song is fucking amazing.
Hell yeah, dude. This has been incredible, man.
Yeah, it's been a nice time.
Yeah, I haven't laughed this much on an interview in a very long time.
Okay, good shit. I'm glad it worked out. The fucking camera and the mic and all that shit. Do you see this thing I got on?
Yeah, you look fantastic. I got to get a better camera. Chris, we got to.
Yeah, you do, man. You're fucking compromising over here. Get your shit
together. I know.
I can't hear you, other Chris.
Do I have it turned down? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
I just called Harley a son of a bitch. Yeah, your camera is great. My Lord.
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's a lack of knowledge. It's not even a lack of want. I just don't know how to make a camera actually work.
You want to hear what I fucking did?
Yeah, please.
What I did? Okay, so Costco has a deal on Osmo Pockets. And I got it for like $600,
Mm-hmm.
and but you can it has a built-in gimbal, and like for some of the shit I'm making, the fact that it can auto trace me was like a useful feature. But I heard you could use it as a webcam, and so like 20 minutes before we were supposed to get on, 10 minutes before, I googled how they use this as a webcam, and I just like scrambled and figured it out. And I bought this mic too because if you look on Instagram, I do this series called Live in the Wild.
Yes.
Where I hold the mic and I sing live over instrumentals. So I bought this to pair up with the Osmo Pocket, and I was like, I bet I could get all this to work. And sure enough, it worked.
Sure enough, it does.
So then you have this. If you buy that bundle, it comes with the mic and the camera for like $600 or $700, and you get the whole thing. And then you just plug USB-C from the camera into your computer.
No shit.
Done deal.
Dude, I have like
then the shit will track you, dude.
Right.
Actually,
I have a very nice, expensive 4K camera that I purchased that I plugged into my computer and it didn't work. So I was like, all right, well, I guess that's just going to be for birthdays and shit.
That sucks. I hate it when shit like that happens. And you've YouTubed it and looked online. You can't find nothing.
It's supposed to work. It could be my video card. I'm not really sure. It could be my computer, to be honest with you.
You need a handyman to come over, dude. How far apart do you guys live?
3 hours.
I think about 3 hours.
Okay, that's kind of far. And you're in. I remember other
Virginia.
Said Virginia. Where are you at?
Yeah, same place, Virginia. Yeah.
Okay. We're about to hit Charleston later. We're touring with Alan Stone.
I saw that. Yeah.
So
I was gonna bring it up, but
Are any of those dates? Are you guys close to any of those places?
Yeah. I think Charleston. We're only a couple hours away. I'd love to come out and see it.
Well, if you want to get your ass down there, I'll put you on the guest list.
Wait,
hell
Charleston,
yeah, dude.
South Carolina, right?
Yeah, and then we're playing Asheville, North Carolina at the Orange Peel.
That would probably be closer.
Oh, that's closer?
I've only lived here a few years, but Chris knows the lay of the land.
Well, that's supposed to be the best venue in the country, I heard. The Orange Peel. So I'm excited to play it. We got a few dates out there. Then there's a Knoxville, and I forget the name of the other place.
No, absolutely. I'll come to see you.
Let me know if you guys want to come out.
Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna shoot the PR company email and tell them to get me your phone number. I'll shoot you a text.
Yeah, sounds good. I'd give it to you now, but I guess it's not a good idea. Huh?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, not on the air.
Forrest,
yeah.
what's your social?
Yeah, we can't broadcast this till we have your soch, bro.
Well, if anything, let me quickly end the show and say thanks for being on, man. It's been incredible.
Yeah, it's been really cool. Thanks for having me on, you guys. I wish you the best of luck. Yeah, it's a good conversation. Y'all are doing good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. The new album comes out October 10th. It's called Right on Time. Very fitting.
Super late.
Highly recommend checking this album out. I'm super excited for it. Forrest Day, everybody. Thanks so much for being on, man.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Hook and Bridge podcast.